What up? What up? It's your man Sean P coming in live, man. This is a whole different kind of experience. This is a brand new show. We're doing something very, very different, man. We are here with the first episode of Trope Talk. I am Sean P of the Sean P Experience and sitting with the Griot in the Griot Podcast. And I got my sister here, Miss Kaya. Intro yourself, sis.
Yes, hello. I am Kaya. I am an author of Black romance. I am also a podcast host, and I'm excited to be here tonight. I'm ready to get this thing going.
Yes, yes. So, give them an idea of why we had the thought of coming up with trope talk. Tell them where that came from.
It was really your idea. S- yeah, it was your idea. So, we were discussing the different types of tropes in the romance genre, and we had a discussion and decided to just do like pick a book with a certain trope and get the male and the female perspective on that book. So that's how it kind of came to pass. That was like a few months ago.
Yeah, that was months ago. Months ago.
Yeah, so now this is what we're doing. So like I said, I'm excited to do it, but this is Sean's brainchild here.
So, let me give a little bit more background to that. So,
Hmm.
like years ago, of course, I spent many years reading nonfiction for the most part, history and things of that nature. But whenever I would dabble into the world of fiction and literary romance, I didn't realize just how many tropes existed. And I got to give credit to the Sipton Reed sisters years ago schooling me on this wide umbrella of tropes. And I was like, I thought it'd be a good concept. Like, well, if I don't know this, I'm more than sure there's probably a ton of readers out there that don't really understand the difference in the tropes. And we should like kind of flesh that out. So I thought it'd be cool for us to do that and have fun doing it.
Yes. And just to give you an example of what a trope is, for those who don't know, in the romance genre, at least, it could be like second chance love or secret millionaire or kidnapping or friends to lovers or workplace romance. Those are the different types of tropes.
And they also have like age gap tropes and
Yeah, there's a ton. There's
forced proximity, and you
Mhm.
have workplace romance. It's a lot of different partners. And so within this show, hopefully the reader can realize, you know what, I don't really like that one. Or you know what, I'm curious about this. I want to spend more time invested in this other kind of trope. And people
right.
tell me all the time, they say, "So I've been doing a certain kind of reading for years. This year I'm gonna try something different." I get that kind of inbox all the time, and they're trying to find new tropes.
Yes, and there are definitely tropes that people stay away from. There are tropes that I stay away from, but that's another that's another discussion. But yeah, it's certain tropes. I'll say I love the trope, the resort getaway trope. That's probably my favorite right now, the resort getaway.
Like, you know what's crazy? We're talking about it in real time right now. I never thought about like what is my favorite trope. I haven't even nailed down personally like this is my one go to. I haven't really figured that out for myself yet. So
Yeah.
hopefully as we're doing this show over time, I'll get more drill down on what my favorite trope.
Yep. Hmm. Okay.
Well, we definitely want to take a time out and acknowledge and give prayers and thoughts to all the family and people out there in the California, Los Angeles area. We all see in the news and the social media the crazy wildfires and things that happening. I'm seeing it's kind of revving up right now because the way the wind is blowing in, it's gonna cause like even more fires. Unfortunately, I think they're saying by the weekend it's probably going to dissipate. Hopefully, so I want to take time and acknowledge that.
Yes, and we're hoping that even if it's for this small period of time, we can make y'all smile with our content. So,
Yeah, that's definitely our thought to give you a small reprieve from that, to mind off of that. Come here, smile, laugh, learn, and then have a little more love in your heart when you get out of here.
yeah,
It is romance.
because you know what? When me and Sean get on camera, Sean always cut up. It's him. It's always him.
Okay, okay, okay. And speaking of it always being me, we want to bless y'all. We want to bless y'all with the entertainment portion. We're doing a duet poem together for the first time ever. This is something that I wrote like 3 or more years ago, and we decided to do a remix for today's episode. So it's our first time doing a live duet reading. This piece is called. Are you ready? You ready? You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. So this piece is called "Study You." Study you. You make me want to study you. Google you. I want an old school encyclopedia. You dig into your archive to know the history of you. Be a student in your class because I'm guaranteed to pass. Tutor me with your knowledge. Let's start with A and then with Z. Teach me how to love you. Teach me how to treat you. I want to start learning today before tomorrow is history.
You make me want to study you, articulate you, read into your soul line by line. I want to turn your pages and annotate, highlight keywords and appreciate, be grammatically correct until you can satiate the hunger I have for you.
The first time I peeped your chemistry, I got curious about your core curriculum. Is your introductory class now open to online applications? I do have to get into the back of the early applicants. I studied so hard for my last girl and still failed that ish. Now ain't that a bitch? I want to sit in the front of your class for you. Make direct eye contact at all times and raise my hand extra hard for you.
I watched you what I watched you watch me from the corner of the class. I hope you're ready to put in some work because my last dude was trash. He never studied and he never got any of my questions right. I tried to school him in loving me 101, but he failed the final, so I knew he wasn't the one. I'm hoping you'll be the star pupil you're promising to be. Major in me with a concentration in me because I'm ready to study you if you're ready to study me.
I'll study all your extra videos and flash drives. Taking notes on you will be my new favorite pastime. Your smile and swag when you walk in the room send me into overdrive. Your intellect when you speak send my pulse into overtime. Make me want to take summer classes. Endure the scorching heat to feel the last seat. Give up my sleep in time. Watching sports center time. Scroll TikTok time to you. Do extra credit on you. I want a PhD in you. And that's it. Study you.
That was good. That was good. Okay, y'all.
That was fun. That
Okay,
was fun.
y'all.
First time in my life ever doing a duet back and forth piece. I've always seen those online and other places. I've never taken part in one. And give them a little small, a few minutes background of what the process was like, taking the piece and then remixing it and then like rehearsal, if you will. Like, give
Oh
them some
man.
background.
So, a lot of people who know me know that I write poetry. And I come to find out that Sean does as well. And I like his poetry. So I felt like when we did this podcast that we could show a different side of him that maybe his audience hasn't seen before. So I asked him to pick a poem, and I said, just pick whatever poem you want and I'll just beef it up, make sure that it's nice and flow and, has enough meat in it. So he picked the poem, and I took a couple days to, dissect it and add in my parts so it could flow. So what you heard him read was what he wrote. What I said is what I wrote. I did maybe add a couple lines into what he wrote as well, just so it can have a good flow. So that's pretty much what we did, and we practiced one day, but I think we went through it like 5 times. Um, but overall, yeah, I thought that was great. I think you did a good job.
But
And
that was definitely fun. Definitely fun. And she mentioned the practice part and going back and forth. Of course, for those that don't know, my audience don't know this. She is an actual slam poet. She's done plenty of performances and things. I've never done it at that level. So when it comes to practice and critiquing and going through it, I have a acting background. So the rehearsal and doing the lines over and over, I didn't mind that. I don't mind it. I'm the one like, man, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again.
yeah, that
I'm gonna
was
do it
good.
for the top. I wanna get it done.
Yeah, you did a good job. So that was good.
I
So
appreciate it. That was fun.
thank you for indulging me in that portion of the podcast.
Yes, yes, yes.
So yes, you got to do it again. You got to do it
Yeah,
again.
so we definitely coming back. We definitely coming back. Yes.
Okay. All right, so now we're going to move into the book discussion portion of the podcast, the meat and potatoes, if you will. And we will be discussing Equivalent Exchange by Christina C. Jones. And if you are a fan of the Black romance genre, indie authors, you know who Christina C. Jones is. In my personal Mount Rushmore, she is definitely up there. Um, so we listened to the audiobook and we came up with questions that each of us are going to answer so we can get the perspective of a woman's opinion and a man's opinion. So we have a few questions we're going to get into. But before we do that, I'm just going to read the synopsis of the book real quick. And it reads, Karis Bradford is a woman on the brink of what? She doesn't quite know. Her life is shifting rapidly, and the sudden, captivating intrusion of Lakin Kimball isn't exactly reassuring. For Karis, Lakin is comfort and risk wrapped in one very appealing package. For Lakin, Karis is a barrier and Providence all at once. For both, there arises a need to navigate those contrasts to a conclusion neither one was looking for. A need to answer a simple question: if you want this, what are you willing to offer in exchange? Mm-mm-mm. All right, so
And for my audience, once again, of course, a lot of folks here know me for history and biographies and memoir. I started my reading journey 20 years ago on things like this. Again, the Eric Jerome Dickey and the Omar Tyrese and the Sister Soldiers, Nikki Turner, all those people from back then. And this reminded me of that old school pocket that made me become a reader to begin with. I got
mm,
that flow again reading this book.
okay. All right. So I'm going to ask the first question, and I'm going to answer it, and then Sean's going to answer it. And I also want to encourage you all to please comment, like the video, engage with us, let us know you're liking the content. Because if you like it, we'll come back. If you don't like it, we'll come back. But still, just let us know. We want to know that you're here, and we definitely want to engage with you all. So the first question is, how would you rate this book overall? The story, the characters, and the audio. So for me, 5 stars. Um, just 5 stars. I feel like the story was very well written, and if you know Christina C. Jones, it that's you already know. The characters were well written, well developed. The story flowed nicely. It had just enough of the twists and turns to keep you interested. Um, and it wasn't too long or too short of a book. As far as the characters, I like Lakin and Karis together. I can see them being a realistic couple. I do feel like they ended up complementing one another throughout the book, even though they went through their trials. Um, and I felt like the Karis character was very relatable in what she had went through before she met Lakin. In the audio was great. Um, I believe the narrators. Oh, I can't remember the narrators, but the the audio was great. I'm sorry, I can't remember who it is. I'm
What the
gonna
name was Emmanuel, I believe?
Emmanuel Ingram, yes, and Wesley Siobhan. Thank you. Yes, yes. So that's how I feel about the book. So, what about you?
Yeah.
How would you rate
So
the book?
so personally, I would give it like a 4.2 stars rating. I have a hard time giving anything flat out five. It's very rare to get 5 stars out of me. But I totally love the book. I would suggest it. I would recommend it to people. And a lot of my friends I know they would definitely love this book. Great characters, and not just the main character. Because some folks are good at writing the main characters, but even her friends,
Right, the
Lincoln's
sub characters.
family,
Right.
other parts of the story, even all of those characters around, very solid characters through and through. I didn't find any plot holes or anything like that in the storyline. Very believable.
Mm-hmm.
believable story, good couple. I would love to see a follow up showing them like together going forward, right? And the
Mm-hmm.
audio, man, both of us did the audio version. Audio narration was, I would give that a five. I
Yeah.
would give the narration. Narration was a five. Great work. And this is my first time reading Christina C. Jones. I've been hearing people ranting and raving for years about her, but I am curious about her whole catalog now after that one book.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? Before we get into the next question, we didn't say what the trope for this book is. So we collectively decided um, that this is a second chance romance book, because it really wasn't one real pocket that we could put this into. And typically, as Sean did his research, and typically second chance romance are people who break up and then they come back together for a second chance. In this instance, we're choosing the second chance trope because they both had relationships before they met one another that didn't turn out well, and this was their second chance at love. So I just wanted to throw that in there as well.
Yeah, no, that was a perfect setup. And you're right. As we're reading the book, 'cause we had a whole different intent coming into this particular episode as far as
Mhm.
the trope. We chose this book planning for a certain trope. But as
Yeah,
we're listening to it, it's like, wait a minute,
that's
this
not it.
book isn't that.
Hmm.
But we're trying to nail down, and this book addressed so many different themes. There was a lot to pull from.
Yeah.
Power punched, but she's right. Both of them having long-term relationships before each other, and then that dissolving for whatever reason, and then them finding love again for the second time. That made a second chance for us, and
Hmm.
well executed, well done. And again, if you're a person probably in your late 30s, early 40s, you can relate to these scenarios.
For sure. All right. So you for the second question, you got it.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So my first question for you is, when it comes to reading a book like this, when it comes to that second chance kind of a scenario, is this your first time reading something like this? I've never read something like this. I don't believe ever in my time being a reader.
Something like this. Um, yes. Because like we were saying earlier, it doesn't really fit into the second chance. It doesn't neatly fit in there. Um, But do I like second chance romances? I like them in books. I don't
Yeah,
like them in real life.
right,
I like
right,
them
right,
in
right.
books.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
so I do what I do like about a second chance trope romance is that the author, if done well and if done right, they're able to show the growth of the character in order to be who they need to be for the next person. So that part I do like. Yes. What about you?
No, I've never read it, but when I read it again, I would, because again, this is also like a matured romance, right? Like
Mhm.
once again, if you're a mid 30, some of your 40 kind of person, you probably have had other long term relationships prior to this point in your life. You might have lost some things, or other things have happened in your life to where maybe you are dating again or out there again, or maybe you are having thoughts about getting back out there. And most of my peer group kind of sort of in that category. So I would definitely advise a book like this to give somebody.
Okay. All right. So the next question I have is, who is your favorite character in the book and why? Now, I struggled with this one, but I'm going to say it's Lakin. I really enjoyed Lakin. Um, I like when authors are able to create characters that are flawed just enough, but are still willing to work on themselves to, like I said, be who it is you need to be. I like that Lakin was very attentive. He was very sensitive to Karis's needs. He was very persistent. He was a successful business owner. Um, and he just was a very gentle man when it came to her, but when it came down to handling business, he's ready to handle business if needs be. So to me, that's like the perfect combination of um a main male character that, women really appreciate. So I would say Lakin is my favorite. How about
Yeah,
you?
it's easy to say Lincoln because I'm a guy, of course. So
Uh-huh.
it's easy to kind of put yourself in the main character, category, right? But I would say Karis because as a guy, most times we're always wondering about the lady's inner dialogue. And
Interesting.
the way this character is written, she gives a lot of inner dialogue. She gives a lot of her doubts, what she's worried about, what
Mm,
she's carrying, things from her childhood, the way she was raised, all those things come up. And Lincoln has to understand that to properly love her, to
yeah.
give her that attention and that softness and the things that she needs, he has to understand that. So it was good seeing her point of view as a guy. I think it was so well written, the things
Yes.
that she dealt with and struggled with throughout
Yes.
the book. That was well done on the character development side.
So what you're saying is you learn something from the character. Yeah. 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 Very well written.
So my next thing is, man, like her research in the beer industry, because the main character in the book, Lincoln, has this. He and his family are in the beer industry. His
Yeah.
dad, other parts of his family, they have been a long time generational in that beer industry. I love that part of the book, that aspect, showing black people thriving in that world of
Hmm.
business. But like the way she used all of this beer
Yeah.
lingo,
Yes.
like different kind of hops, different kind
Yes.
of tastes and blends and smells. And she goes into vivid detail all throughout the book. What you thought
Yes.
about that? What's your thoughts about that?
Yes, but that is true to Christina C. Jones. That is her nature. She is her research is always impeccable. And you spoke about Lakin and his family owning the distillery and the beer business, but also Karis, she did graphic arts. So remember, she was describing, color saturation and all of these things. It's like you really feel as if you know something after listening to it. So Christina C. Jones, like if you know her writing, any genre she does her research and she makes sure that the characters are true to who she say they are. So I enjoyed it. I love when authors do that, and when they do it well. So yeah, Christina is
And
it.
Miss Bolden here in the chat. She been going in the chat. Thanks for your support. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for keep on commenting in, right? She said mine was Lincoln's sister. I forgot her name, but she supported them being together, and she was spilling all their business. Yes, his
She
sister
was
was.
messy.
She was
Sister
definitely messy.
was messy.
She was messy.
She was messy. Okay. So the next question we have is did you think did you think Lakin's idea of kismet? What did you think of Lakin's idea of kismet when he met Karis? Do you believe in fate? So just to rewind, in the story, when Lakin saw Karis, he believed that that was the woman for him. He believed it was fate that she was there, that she was sent to him. Um, for a reason. Like you got to get into the book for the reason behind it, but he was not letting that fate thing go. So the question is, do you believe in fate and kismet? And for my answer, no. I don't believe it. I think it's a great theory, but I just don't believe in that. I just believe that situations and relationships are what you make it. So I don't believe you see that one person and they're the one, and whatever happens is going to work. No, I do not believe that. But it was very beautifully written. Yes.
I guess to answer that question for myself, I would say something more like I'm a big optimistic person.
Hmm.
So like for a person to endure certain things in their life that they're going to need for you, and for you to go through certain things in your life, then
Hmm.
when y'all finally meet, you are each other's person. Like whatever you went through in the past, you built yourself back up, and now I'm right for you. I can believe that.
Really?
I can believe in that. I can believe.
Okay.
I can believe in that. Yeah, I can go for that. I sign up for that.
Maybe I just been hurt too many times. I'm joking. I'm joking.
You
I'm
are.
joking.
So my next thing I want to talk about is men's health. Black men, be specific. Black men's health because in the story you have Lincoln and his own personal mental health things like that. And I won't spill the beans, but his brother had some things going on with him, mental health wise, emotional wise, everything else. Then his father, the OG of the family, right, the patriarch, had
Hmm.
some things going on health wise. And again, if you're at a certain age in your life, at a certain point, the people around you that's older, going through their health issues, mortality is becoming a thing. All of us being in denial about what we're seeing, that's changing and happening. Uh, it's something to be talked about more.
Hmm.
And we also talk about have conversations, us guys, amongst the guys, having that safe space to talk about health and emotional health and things like that. So that was a big part of the book for me that was really driving home.
Yeah. I thought that it was really a smart idea for her to put mental health struggles um, with Black men in the book, because I think sometimes people are afraid, at least in the romance genre. I think people are sometimes afraid to touch that because you don't know if that will be like a wet blanket over the story. You know what I mean? I think it's maybe a little hard to integrate something like that into a story, but I liked how she gave just enough of the struggles of Lakin's brother, for us to get an idea of what he was going through. And I also like that she showed his struggle, Lakin's struggle with dealing what happened with his brother and how that affected him. Also, you mentioned, the declining health of the patriarch of the family. That's an important topic too, because that is a difficult thing, and it's a difficult topic to breach. But I like how she was able to weave in those topics into the story. And in my opinion, it didn't take away from what she was doing. It only enhanced what she was doing. And I think what she was writing. And I think that maybe someone who would be listening to it can relate to it, or maybe that would encourage them to try to get someone that they know to maybe get some help or something like that. So I thought it was really smart, and I hope that someone would read it and maybe help someone.
And look at this main point about that too, right? Like the way Lincoln coped was
Mhm.
doing more work. I'm gonna double down on what I'm doing. I'm gonna double down on what I'm trying to get out. That's a cope for a lot of us driven people. Our coping thing is, you know what? I'm going through this thing. I'm going to work. I'm going to double up. I'm going to do it harder. And how that impacted his previous situations. It impacted previous people. And now you're doing the cycle again, possibly. So that has to be fleshed out and talked about.
Mhm. Mhm. All right. So next question I have for you is, did you find any characteristics about Lakin relatable to yourself?
Yes, again, it would have been so easy to identify with him as far as my favorite character because, like, he is super driven. He
Mm.
is ultra focused. He sounds disciplined. He sounds like he about his business. He's on top of it. Everything is like chop, chop, chop. Very goal oriented. He's
Mhm.
about carrying the family's legacy, but at the
Mhm.
same exact time, I'm gonna do it my own way. I'm gonna
Right.
branch off, and I know what's been done, but I'm gonna go over here with it. And the heart he had for other people, like his loyalty to his brother, his loyalty to his father, other situations. I can relate to all of those characteristics
Mhm.
in a person like him.
And as for me, if I were able to relate to anything as far as Karis goes, I would say yes as well, because she had been through a very difficult situation. Not that I had been through that situation that she was in, but I have been through difficult situations. And she was able to pick herself up, excuse me, to pick herself up and to move forward no matter how difficult it was. I didn't see at any point in the book where she wanted to give up. She was just trying to figure out how she was going to make things work. And that is another thing I like about Christina C. Jones. She always makes her female characters very smart, strong, and independent. I really, really enjoy that about her writing. Um, so those are the things I can relate to as far as Karis. Just yeah, being able to pick yourself up and move forward.
And look at this aspect. So she
Mhm.
was incredibly smart, brilliant, independent, all those words, right? But she still let Lincoln be Lincoln.
Mhm.
When those
Yes.
times come, whenever he wanted to assert himself, she still let him assert himself. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? That's the
Remember
little.
she did, but remember the part in the book when he told her about like the kismet thing and she was like, "You got to get out." She was not here for it. Karis was not here for the fate thing. You were sent to me. That kind of freaked her out. Um yeah, I thought that part was funny. And I think that's true to
Okay,
life because I think I would be like
yeah,
that too. Like, what you mean I was sent to you? I don't know you. You
yeah.
know.
Let's play with that for a little bit, right? A few seconds. I know people that's in a situation like that where they seem like, in their mind, the person moving too fast. The person is being too aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
But the person just know what they want. See, most times a person don't know what they want. They playing with you. They're stringing you along. X amount of time go by. They're not really going anywhere with it. You finally be the person that know what they want and how they want it. It's like, wait a minute, hold on, press the
Mm.
brakes. You know what I'm saying? So that man knew what he wanted. He
Yeah,
was on it.
he did. Yes, he did. But what freaked her out was him saying that it was fate. That's what freaked her out. So I think she could have accepted everything else, but that part was just like, nah, I ain't doing that. So that's true to Kaya right there. Be like, I'm not doing that. Bye. So I dig with Karis on that one. So alrighty,
Is it my question?
it is your question.
Okay, cool. Let's do it. Let's talk about family legacies, right? Family legacies. So you got two different ways I've seen this done.
Mhm.
You can carry the torch that's been passed to you, or you can say, you know what? I respect the family legacy, but I'm doing this.
Mm.
I'm branching off. What's your thoughts on handling family legacy? Question.
Um, I think it just depends on the individual because as a child who wants to make their parents and their family happy, obviously you want to do the things that they want you to do because they worked hard for it to keep it in the family. They wanted to continue going. Um excuse me, they wanted to continue going and they wanted to continue to build through generations throughout. So that's one aspect of it. And I understand that, but I also don't think it's really fair to put that on your children. I think that allowing your children to decide what they want to do. Do they want to be in the family business? Is that something that they see their life going? Because that's like a lifelong commitment. You know what I mean? Their parents put their lives into it, and in turn, they expect the children to do that. Well, that may not work for everyone. So I think as far as carrying a legacy, it just depends on the person. Let the person make the decision. And as far as the child should not wait until it's time for them to take the reins and be like, I don't want to do this. Like, no, you knew this when you were 7. You didn't want to do this. You know what I'm saying? Say it when you're 7. Don't wait until you're 17 when they
That's
expect
seven.
you to do it and now
Don't
they
say
don't.
it when you're 7. You silly, man.
So it's just like, but it's true. It's like you gotta say it when you know, like, I don't think this
See,
is for me. And I think that the parents or whomever need to be accepting of that.
I have to keep on reiterating this for this particular episode because our age where we are in life matters. A lot of us have grown children at this
Mm,
age. Um, and most of us call ourselves doing something for generational wealth. We love
mm,
throwing that phrase around. I'm doing it for my kids. I'm doing it for the grandbabies. But it's like 9 times out of 10, your children not gonna want to do what you're doing. They're not gonna want to step into doing that. They're not gonna want to stay in that particular house or that city. Or and you got to be real. You got to plan for that realistically.
mm-hmm,
And so many people I know, they're being devastated because they tried to leave this whole thing, and the kids like, man, I'm gonna deal with that.
mm-hmm.
And now you can't deal with that.
Right.
Your family, your life work.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Agreed. Alrighty. So the last question that I have for you is a fun one. And it reads, if you had to pick a 90s R&B love song for Karis's and Lakin's love story, what would it be? And I'll let you answer first.
I'm thinking Tyrese falling in love with you. I'm not gonna sing the song here live.
I was going to ask you to sing the song. I just don't know
I
how that one goes.
was
Fall in love with
excited
you.
because I was falling
Oh,
in love.
yes. Oh,
Now
that's a
that I'm
good one.
falling, what am I going to do?
That is a good one. Oh, you just trumped mine. I need to think of a better
Guess
one.
what? This is the funnier part. I thought about that 20 seconds ago. Because all last night, I couldn't think about nothing. All last night, I'm like, what song in the world will relate to that? I'm thinking all last night, like, racking my brain.
That
But
is
20
that,
seconds ago, I'm like, you know what, Tyrese?
that is a good
All
one.
in love.
I like that song. That's a good one. Well, I'm gonna just say mine's because I'm just gonna stay true to what I picked. And the last time we did a podcast together, I revealed that my favorite R&B group was 112. So I decided to pick something from their catalog, and the song would be "Crazy Over You." That would be the song. That's
I
a
like
good.
that. I like that. Now, if I did the 112 route, I would say the song Why, which is
Oh,
also an interlude on the first album.
yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I love that song. I love Why.
You
I
know
love
what else is a good one? "You" by Jesse Powell.
Yes, yes, yes,
That's a good one.
yes. I have an honorable mention.
Uh-huh.
112, same first album, April Shower.
April Showers. That's not ringing a bell. I have to look that one up because I know their
You know
catalog.
what?
That's not ringing a bell. How it go?
I'm sorry. I apologize. I take that
That's
back.
Drew Hill, ain't it?
Yeah, that's why
Okay. Yeah, that's Drew Hill.
I had to reel it back. But it's Drew Hill, but it's still it's
Okay, April, shower me with your love. Go ahead and hit me with a note. Hit me with a
no,
note.
no. My throat today is not happening.
I know. I know. I just had to tease you. Okay, and it looks like you have one more question in the cut.
So my last question, Christina C. Jones, if you ever see this pie or a clip of this pie, give me your rating on the spice level. So I know in the romance world they got the little spice peppers like the hot wing flavors. Give me, give me your level of spice on this book because we gotta say it. It is black romance. It is romance. It is love. There is spice throughout the book. From the first scene, I was captivated. I was driving home like, ooh wee. So, what's the spice spectrum in your opinion?
You was like, ooh wee, huh? Um,
I was driving home like, ooh wee.
yes. So my rating, you are you asking for like an actual flavor of spice, like jalapeno or
Yeah,
something?
like 3, 4, 5. Like a
Oh,
number.
oh, five.
You
Five.
going 5?
Yeah.
Wow, 5.
Yeah.
See,
I
I guess once again my disadvantage. When I started off reading, I think about like Zane and the Sex Chronicles and other things she wrote, other things. In comparison, like
on compare okay, well, I guess in
that was
comparison
out
to
there. So
that, but
I say this would be like 3.5.
3.5. I need to know. I need to know what a five is for you because
I'm telling you, Zane. You go back in the Zane archives, the book Nervous, uh, Sex Chronicles 1 and 2. She had a whole catalog. When you read that, you're gonna reevaluate this book. Like you know what,
I
that
I
wasn't the fact.
I don't know what else could have been done in this book. I don't know. So if you think that's a 3.5, like
It was up though.
that's
It
that's
was
a
up.
ooh wee.
It was up.
Yeah.
And for the audience, and once again, yes, one day I was out in public, out and about, just playing my audio book, wasting time until something else I was doing, whatever evolution. And everything is happening normal, whatever. And then all of a sudden, bam, into a spicy scene in public. I got the phone I'm trying to cut it off. That
It's a
happened.
rookie move. That's a rookie move. You should have known.
Normally the headphones are on, but it was a moment to where I was like, I was in the middle of doing something. I was just chilling. So I was like, I got time to get some more audio done until whatever happens. And then
Mm-mm-mm.
we was talking about beer and hops and graphics, and then
Yep, keep it right there. So
and Miss Bolden says it was mid spice for me.
it's
It
all
was
right, y'all. It's
it
me.
was spicy. It was spicy but tasteful. She says. Thank you very much for the comments once again.
It's me. It is me. I guess I'm just sensitive because I was just like, what? So it's me. I get your rating.
Great job, Christina. Great job, and I will definitely read more of your catalog in the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was the last question that we had. That was really good. If you all are watching, well, whoever is watching, whether you're watching it live or you're watching the replay, please leave us a comment. Let us know how you like the discussion, how you're liking the podcast. Leave us a thumbs up because, like I said, you engaging with us does help us
Yes.
a lot, and it also lets us know what you like. So
Before
that's
we before we transition, I have a
uh,
question for you, a bonus question,
yeah.
as a black woman, right?
Uh-huh.
What do you think that more guys would gain for reading more like black romance? Because a lot of ladies I know that read books heavily, they always say they wish that their guys read more romance. I hear that a lot. So what
You
do you
know,
think about that? And you're a writer of it. You're a writer of this job.
I think like you had touched on earlier when you said that your character you could relate to the most, your favorite character was Lakin, excuse me, Karis, because you got insight to how she thinks and her struggles and her insecurities and how she intends to get things done and how she's feeling about him and how she feels about herself. So I think in that aspect, that would be to a benefit of any man to read black romance because you're going to get some type of insight, maybe some more in depth than others, but I think you'll get something out of it that'll help you.
Yeah, I think you would increase your empathy as
mm,
you're reading more of these stories and more of their trials, tribulations, what's on their inner dialogue once again. I
mm-hmm,
think in your real life, you have that much more patience, empathy, sympathy, that much more creating space
mm-hmm,
for a person because you internalize those stories. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
that's my
Yeah,
opinion as of now.
I agree with that. You
And some
become
great romance tips, fellas.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's that's always a bonus. So yes, so Christina C. Jones, everybody get into it. The book is Equivalent Exchange. Please go to her website and purchase the audiobook or the paperback. I believe her website is ccjromance.com. So yeah, go ahead and get into that book, y'all. It was great. I enjoyed it and I enjoyed this conversation with you. Um, and I would like to do it again. Let me see. This was fun. Had a good time.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
oh, okay,
I'm gonna
okay.
read it out loud. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's like a 3-book series, if I'm
This
not
is a
mistaken.
3 book series.
I think it is. I think it's 3 books.
This was fun. Had a great time. There was a part 2 called Prior Affair. So is it a prequel?
No, you know what? It's probably a different couple.
Oh, the whole okay.
And yeah, and then you probably get parts of their yeah, so it's
That's it.
interwoven. Yeah. So all right.
Okay.
So, go ahead.
Our next transition,
Uh-huh.
we're going to a fun game. Man, we love games over here. Having a good time. The game is lyrically correct. Now, if you seen the Mike the podcast, I was a guest on her show Matter months ago. And we had a great time doing lyrically correct. And then on her live feed on Instagram, we had a round of lyrically correct. So we played 2 or 3 rounds of the game in the past. But tonight we have a special roundup. And she said yes, it is a different couple.
Yes. So we are going to play the lyrically correct. Got the game here. This is the 90s and 2000s hip hop and R&B edition. And I always challenge you to go to 5. And I'm really horrible about mixing these up. So if you see me put one to the back, it's probably because I asked someone and posted it, and I'm trying not to do that. Um, okay. So we're gonna start here. First one. I don't know about this one, Sean. What advice did Nivea have for you? You want me to tell you the song? Don't mess with my man. Don't mess with my man. To ya. She goes, here's a little advice for you.
Find your own girl, find your own man,
Find your own man.
find your own man. Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
got
yeah.
you. That's one. I
I
don't
like
know.
that
That
song.
was a heavy assist.
Yeah.
That was a heavy assist.
Heavy. That was mid.
That
That was
was a heavy
mid.
assist. All right.
Mid.
Oh, let me see this one. Okay. Next one. Who did Joel Santana see when he was downtown clubbing on Ladies' Night? And this is multiple choice. It is it A crazy fight, B shorty she was crazy right, C police lights, or D homeboy with the crazy life?
Give me the choices one more time. The choices.
I'll read it again. Who did
Yeah.
Joel Santana see when he was downtown clubbing on Ladies' Night? Was it A crazy fight, B shorty she was crazy right, C police lights, or D homeboy with the crazy life?
I'm going B. I'm going choice B.
Okay, you right. Shorty, she was crazy right.
I
Uh-huh.
love Santana, man. I love Santana. My dog, Santana.
That's two. That's two. See, this one's easy. I don't know if I should give you an easy one.
Pick
No?
another one. Get another one. Get
Yeah.
another one.
Yeah. Oh, I already gave you that one. I don't know this one. Okay. What is in what is in Ply's pocket? What is in Ply's pocket? That's the question. No multiple choice. Let me tell you.
What?
Big Face Hundreds. Did you know
What song?
that?
What song is this?
I don't know. It doesn't tell me the song.
That's all it says.
It says, what was in Ply's pocket?
Man,
That's
that's
all it
crazy.
takes.
That's crazy. I'm not the biggest Plies fan anyway, besides his social media posts. It's pretty funny. More than his music.
Mm-hmm.
Besides the song Shorty.
I don't know any of his music. All right, so you have two. Here's
Okay,
another one.
okay.
In 7 days, what did Mary J. Blige say they did on Tuesday? You know that song?
Mm-hmm.
So it's multiple choice. So is it A, they went
Play the
away?
game. Play the game.
Oh, you already got it.
Play the game. That's my
Play the
song.
game.
7 days. That's my joint right there.
All
You
right,
play the game.
that's three. Here's four
Yeah.
right here. Okay. Trey Songs doesn't want to leave, but what does he gotta do?
I gotta go right now. I don't want to leave, but I gotta go right now. And I'll be back before you know it.
Oh my goodness. I'm laughing because have you seen those Trey Songs videos going around? That poor boy, poor young man rather. And he goes, "But I gotta go though." That's what he say.
Gotta go though.
But I gotta go though. Oh my gosh. Okay, last one. Oh, I already read that one before. Oh no, can't read that.
What was that?
I can't read that one.
What song was it?
Peaches and cream. Okay. Okay. This is gonna be a little easy for you to end it off. Okay, what did Biggie tell the true players to do after they throw their rollies in the sky? Throw your what? Throw your rollies in the sky.
Keep your hands high.
No.
Leave waters in the sky. What?
Wave them side to side.
Play from side to side. Keep it. Okay. Gotcha. Side to side. Damn.
All
I
right,
love big too. I love big too.
you lost. You lost. No, but you did good. I'll give you one bonus one.
Okay, bonus round.
Bonus one. You just pick one.
Play a P, bigger C, bigger B, big B, small C, big.
All right, here we go. Last one. Music Soul Child was convinced it would be all right, but how are things now? This is a song half crazy. Music Soul Child was convinced it would be all right, but how are things now?
Hey,
I know you know this one.
right. I heard that one song in a long time. What is it?
Now things are strange. Now things are strange, and I just want my friend back.
I just want my friend back. Out of his whole catalog, I haven't heard that one particular song in so long,
Oh,
man.
you good, but you did
Yeah,
good.
No, that's good. It's fun. It's fun, man. Definitely tell the people how they go about getting this game, man. Those that's curious, they're wondering, they're curious.
So, Lyrically Correct, you can go to the link in my bio on Instagram and get 10% off of Lyrically Correct using the link that I have. So you could do that. Just lyricallycorrect.com, and it doesn't have to be this one. It could be any Lyrically Correct game. You can get 10% off. And again, that's on Instagram. The link is in my bio. I am Kaya Montague _author on Instagram. So
And could you tell them about as well, besides that particular edition, the other editions that they have available?
yes, they have 70s, 80s, gospel, rock, pop. Like they have all types of genres for all your music listening needs. So it's a really great game. It's really fun. And I know I keep saying it, but it is. It's a fun game. Very family friendly. You can see you have plenty of cards. You're not going to run out anytime soon. Yeah, and just try it out. And it's actually perfect if you're traveling somewhere. Go ahead and put it right in your bag. Just pull it out and go ahead and play.
You know,
So
a lot of us like to have weekend family nights, and you have people over and y'all enjoying some good beverages and things of that nature. It's a real cool game. I like it.
mm-hmm,
Sure.
mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you, Miss Bolden. She said have fun. You guys great discuss. See comments like that. It's why we do this.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. She's in the chat the whole night, lighting it up. I definitely appreciate you and your participation tonight. Thank you.
Hmm. So before we get out of here, we would like to tell you all what our upcoming projects are. So Sean, what do you have going on?
Well, today is my pub day. Today is Tuesday, is official pub day, and my brand new ebook is available right now. It's called Rhyme and Reason. So, in that particular ebook, I give you some of the behind the scenes on how I go about writing some of my poetry and hip hop writing, talking about the importance of the environment you choose, how you go about practicing your craft, how do you get new ideas and stay open to your environments and bringing more things in to have more to write about. So that's Rhyme and Reason available now. Same tree, different branches.com. Same
Okay.
tree, different branches, the publishing. Go and download it right now.
Okay. All right. Anything else you got coming up?
Yeah, next coming up pretty soon, man. We have the Zora Neale Hurston Summit. It's the first inaugural Zora Neale Hurston Summit. I will be there as a social media correspondent officially out in New York. I will be there from the 30th until like February the 2nd. Be out there for the weekend. It's gonna be tons of. They got like 75 speakers, and they have so many breakout sessions and sponsors and all kind of people gonna be there, man. So it's gonna be a very grand event, the Zora Neale Hurston Summit.
Okay. And as for me, what I have coming up is recording the third season of the Mic'd Up podcast. So I will be doing that pretty soon. And also, I am working on my Patreon. So if you are interested in going to my Patreon account, it is Sincerely Kaya. And on my Patreon page, I am writing short stories, um, very unique short stories like you wouldn't expect. So you'll get that. You'll get an insight to what projects I have coming up. You'll get exclusive audio to poetry that has not really been released into the world. And I'm also doing a little bit of writing on the side. I'm trying to get y'all a novel out this year. I really am trying. But the Patreon is up and the Mic'd Up podcast about to be up. So that's what's going on with me.
Hmm. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I have totally enjoyed this episode. I look forward to the future. I look forward to growing this and evolving this and covering more books, more tropes, more games.
Yeah, me too. So I'm glad that, we had this idea that we were able to put the pen to paper and put it on the screen. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. So I look forward to doing this again.
Yes. I am totally satisfied. I am totally excited and fulfilled. Do you have any closing remarks for the people?
Just thank you all for joining. Thank you all for your support of myself and Sean for whatever endeavors we have going on. It's much appreciated. And it really does help keep our morale up and makes us want to continue creating great things like this for y'all. So thank you.
Yeah, totally co-sign and piggyback as far as my closing remarks. Yes, as independent artists, for us to have promotion and visibility and marketing, we got to be creative and doing different things. So the more you're around supporting us, it gives us more fuel to keep on doing what we're doing, man. So thank you very much for every click, share, download, whatever. Totally grateful for that.
We appreciate it.
Thank y'all very much, and we'll see y'all next time on Talking Trope.